Last Drop Beer Festival has made it to Bottle Logic. Let's go talk beer! Guys, we made it. Welcome from the past, or to the past. That's what it is. We're here at Bottle Logic in Anaheim, California. It's no secret that this is probably my local watering hole. I think everybody at home knows that. But doesn't mean we're not going to ask the hard-hitting questions. Like, who are you, sir?
So tough. Give me a second while I think about that one.
Sorry.
My name is Greg Suchsland. I am the lead brewer here at Bottle Logic.
Hooray! So, all right, more hard-hitting questions. I've got a producer yelling in my ear saying, ask him how long he's worked here.
Oh, geez. We're about 5.5 years now.
Yeah?
So, yeah, I'm currently the longest tenured production person, so to speak, I guess what you would call us, yes.
I like the way that sounds. Production person. 5 years.
And a half.
So you've probably, and a half.
Yes.
Over 5 years.
Over 5 years.
I'm good at math. So you've probably seen a lot of these barrels that are behind us here since they were just walking in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have been sitting here for a very long time.
Yes. They actually now, when I think about it, the only ones that barrel-aged beers that I did not participate in were Dr. Strange Matter, which was the very first collab that was done with Iron Fist, and the very first Dark Star. However, that very first Dark Star wax day was one of my interviews, so I actually helped wax the tops of that. So while I had no influence on the beer in the bottle, I at least had influence on the beer itself.
You did the what I do at my regular job, which is the great job, guys. Okay, I touched it. We're good. I helped.
Yep.
No, I love that. That's awesome. That's a great story. Speaking of stories, do you know the backstory of Bottle Logic? How did this all come to fruition?
Kind of a brain trust between three guys, as I'm sure we've all seen. I know you've seen them all. Worked with them.
For the people at home that might not know.
Absolutely. The kind of the brainchilds of Steve Napolitano, Wes Parker, and Brandon Buckner.
Ooh,
three friends that loved homebrewing and then decided to take the bold step in opening up a brewery.
And somehow we're sitting behind lots of beautiful beer. I'm sure somebody is gonna like watch this and kind of zoom in. They're like, are there barrel secrets in the background? Don't worry.
Always.
We're doing really good. We're it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I mean, it's all, promotion, right? That's like a sneak peek on what's coming up soon to be. So talking about beer, obviously, we've got this bad boy here. Cut the sweet shot of beer, and this time we'll get it. And what's some highlights of this beautiful beer?
So Order of Combat was kind of a fun little make. We originally we called it single actuator because what we did is we wanted to combine recursion and double actuator into a beer.
Okay.
The good parts of each one and see if we can make something together. So it actually started with just blending at the draft lines some recursion, some double actuator together for funsies.
Trying to get an idea.
Yeah, and we really enjoyed the taste. We're like, well, how can we blend the two of these flavors, the best parts of these two flavors together? So a little bit of trial and error, but we eventually got something we were super proud of. And the very first release of it was actually at the Mohawk Bend Beer Festival, IPA Festival up in February. While we didn't win, unfortunately, we got a lot of good comments from the brewers, people that were there. So we were proud of it. We got a good response. And so then it became, well, do we now make this something all the time, or is this just kind of a one-hit wonder? We kind of all tried it ourselves and decided that, no, we need to kind of roll forward on this and make this a bit more of a regular item.
I mean, you got to give the people what they want.
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so.
Well, I know you guys are definitely known for your barrel-aged the Stasis project. I mean, I'm sure at least half the people watching this right now are like, oh, I know, I'm thinking about opening that bottle after this. Or maybe they open it up beforehand, who knows? But we love that we were able to get this can out to the people. It's not only, I mean, the artwork is amazing as they're holding it in their hands right now. Hopefully you guys are drinking this already, because it's too early today. We'll do that later. But enjoy, guys. Drink up. What is this, now that we're talking about drinking, like we are the whole time, what's your favorite, like maybe style or Bottle Logic beer to relax to? Or mow the lawn?
Yes, as
inside joke.
lawnmower beers are the way to go. And admittedly, and I'm sure this will come as a great shock, light lagers tend to be where I enjoy beer the most.
Yeah.
Dealing with stouts and big beers and IPAs all the time at work, and I get to drink them all day, every day anyway, even if I actually want to.
Yeah.
So it's not an issue of I don't love all the stuff that we do. I absolutely do, but it's samples here, samples there, samples everywhere. And so at the end of the day, what I really want is like 4.5%, 5% light, crisp, and easy to drink. I can maybe have 3 of them and not hate myself, which is typically the goal, to be able to have more than one and not regret it. So typically light lagers.
I mean, what you're saying is there's a time and a place.
Absolutely.
But when you're relaxing, you like the light lager.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
I am not hating on that at all.
And I typically like to relax as often as possible, so it's almost always a light lager. That being said, though, the ones I typically go to the most will be Hanamachi, Cantrip, or Siempre, whichever one. We kind of rotate our light lagers through, so we never usually have the same ones at any given time. So it's one of those 3, whichever one's available, and you can usually do a 4-pack pretty easily.
I was just at my local bottle shop and saw Hanamachi in cans and was super excited because I'm like, how is this still sitting here? Don't tell anybody. I usually love to post like, oh man, I found some Bottle Logic in the wild or whatever, and I didn't want to tell anybody because my wife would kill me.
Keep it all for yourself. That's the way to go.
Well, what about future things that you might be able to tell us about?
Well, I think probably the most obvious one, if you're a Bottle Logic regular, you kind of know what time of year it is, and generally speaking, know kind of what's around the corner.
What's around the corner?
It's a typical fundamental staple in July, as you might argue, especially if you're even remotely have any observation skills.
Yeah.
So July is what we call FO month, and so we actually got even more extensive this year. Did even more vanilla trials for more brands to find the best vanilla to make the best beer possible. Every single year, we put almost seems like for such a simple beer, every single year it gets more and more effort to make it even better because there's not a whole lot to hide anything. There's not a whole lot of extra bits that go into it. So it's about trying to not reinvent the wheel, but make each one better than the last. And when there's like 3 ingredients, you really have to dig deep and find out what makes this one better than the previous.
You are not wrong. I have found even in my own craft beer drinkage that it's almost sometimes you keep having that same beer and your memory always just makes it. Wait, was it better last time? No. So I can understand the challenge of continuing to make the same beer but better, but the same.
Yeah.
But better. It's a circle.
And it's not easy when all you're working with is a vanilla bean, especially a crop that we have zero control over.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about the world economics on vanilla beans all day, but we won't. We won't bore you too much. Greg, I hear you guys have some fun releases coming up soon. Got any scoops?
Well, far be it from me to divulge proprietary and private information.
Try to pretend that your boss isn't watching.
But I suppose for all you Bottle Logic regulars out there that get Fundamental and drink it every single year, kind of know that there's almost always a companion beer that goes along with that. This year will be not dissimilar, but it will be different in that this is a brand new release that we are trialing.
Okay.
For those who are good at the Easter eggs, there may have been a little bit of a hint offered up. Let's just say the cream will rise to the top on this one.
I love that. So we're talking about fun. It's July's coming up.
Yes.
What's the phrase you guys always put on social media? It's not even you guys. I think everybody does it. Let's admit it. The internet knows what stout weather is.
Yes.
So FO is coming out, and it's another year. You guys ready for stout weather? This is
always.
the clouds are always rolling in, or the sun's always out. I don't know which. Southern California. Sorry, go ahead.
We would be remiss to miss a perfectly good stout weather month. Let's be real here. People would be more disappointed than not if we did. So July is always FO month. That's what everyone knows it to be. That's how we refer it. It's no longer, it ceases to be July. We have July 4th and then FO month, and that's about all we got.
Well said, well said.
And so for us, it's about keeping with tradition, keeping the vanilla stout as a vanilla stout, but always trying to find ways to make it just a little bit better every single time, which easier said than done when you have a beer so simple as just a barrel-aged vanilla stout.
Did you tell me there's only like 3 basic? I mean, obviously there's more than 3 ingredients. We all know how beer's made, right, guys? So there's like basically 3 additional ingredients?
We got beer, we got stout, we got vanilla, we got barrel. And that's all that we got. So trying to improve upon something that is in essence so simple is a lot more difficult than it sounds. And so what we've got ourselves into now is really getting further in depth with our vanilla trials, trying to find the specific bean, the lot, the farm. We've actually visited some vanilla farms before to really get the essence and find the right vanilla for our beers.
You're doing the hard work.
Traveling for work is always the worst, I must have to say.
I mean, I know our fans appreciate it.
I appreciate it too.
But that's got to be. I think we touched on this earlier. That's got to be difficult. Re-releasing. I know personally that through my craft beer experience, that drinking a beer year after year after year, like something that is so. I mean, I remember when Fundamental Observation hit the market, it was just everyone was like, "What's this thing? What's this thing?" And it's like it became, to use the internet term, viral. And everyone's like, "I must have this beer," and then it was gone. And now every year it comes out, you guys keep pushing those limits. So we owe it to the fans that support us to support them back with something better every single time they walk in the door. So and that's why they're excited to have you guys here at Last Drop Beer Festival. Well, Greg, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a blast. We're probably definitely not going to hang out until that patio opens. That's, you know. But seriously, guys, come on down to Bottle Logic. If you get a chance, they're doing a great job. They've got the side door open. And hey, maybe by the time you're seeing this, the patio might actually open. And it'll be so exciting. Things are happening. That's all I got. Hey, guys, I hope you finished that beer. If not, hurry up, because that's a lot of, we got more to go. Back to me, live in the future.